Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series V's I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks. Oh, come on now. I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I was shocked to run into this. This was just a thing that I happened to come across randomly, and I was like, oh, damn. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is kind of the case today. Wasn't specifically after work. It was actually on my lunch break. I decided to pop on out to the 7-Eleven that I, semi-frequent. And, I'm looking around. I just kind of wanted to grab a few things. Got a sandwich, got a couple other things. But I'm always on the lookout for stuff to review. And especially when it comes to drink items, those are always fun for me. So I'm looking through, and my eye catches on something, and it's like, So, what got me all ing? Well, folks, it's from Arizona, and it happens to be, boom! It's Arizona Frost Chillzicle. Yes. So, Arizona, they came out with, I think, 3 new flavors. I forget, one of them was, a Rocket Pop thing that they did a little while back, and I reviewed that. It's on the channel somewhere. But I'd seen that this was one of the things that they'd come up with, but like I said, I'd never run into it. I genuinely figured it was probably gonna be a regional thing or something like that, because Arizona is weird. Their distribution is just certain things everybody gets, and then there's a lot of stuff where it's maybe some places get them, other places don't, some states don't. I don't know. So, but yeah. So it's the Frost Chillzicle Juice Cocktail. Let's get a... Do we get a thing for the thing? It looks like that. What kind of... Yeah, let's do it like that. Ha 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 ha! Let's give it a go. I have no idea what this could taste like. I'm hoping it's very good, because I am out of work, and boy oh boy am I tired and thirsty, so... There you go. Smells juicy. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely kind of almost like a fruit juice blend, but definitely taking a little bit different of an avenue. It's sweet, but it's also got kind of a tangy bite to it. I kind of like it. I think it's... It drinks really smoothly. There's definitely a blend of flavors going on, because you do get, it's not super striking. It's blended really well. So for the most part, the flavors are somewhat homogeneous, but you do get, little blips here and there of, individual flavors. But none of them are, super strong to the extent where I can at least easily pick them out, as being, a specific one thing or another. Let's see, what is in you? High fructose, glucose. We got pear juice, lemon juice, strawberry juice, orange juice, blueberry juice. Yeah, that makes sense. Raspberry juice, that makes sense too. Cranberry juice, yes, okay. They definitely sort of, and mind you, they're still doing kind of the Rocket Pop thing. I don't know that I've ever seen a Rocket Pop or that kind of thing with this particular configuration, but, they have had a lot of different ones over the years. Maybe this is a thing and I just never experienced it. Yeah, especially when I started getting to the berry stuff, like the blueberry, the raspberry, and the cranberry, that's when it was okay, yeah, I think that's more what they're leaning into. But at least for me, I think they were smart in that they went over there and they kind of offset that to a certain extent with some of the other flavors. Because, yeah, there's definitely that tang. I would definitely say that feels like a cranberry tang. It's definitely something to that. I'm actually surprised that those are lower on the list than the other fruit flavors. You would think with them being, what I'm guessing, to be fair, are the more prominent flavor aspects that they're going for. But maybe the rest of the flavors are there to really just kind of fill out the drink, and then the flavoring is more, again, like the cranberry, the blueberry, and the raspberry. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. I like it. It's familiar, but also unique. It reminds me a little bit, and mind you, I'm going off very young Brandon nostalgia here, so there you go. I can't remember the brand off the top of my head. Maybe it was Minute Maid? I don't know, but I remember when I was a kid, and I don't know, maybe they still make it or still do it this way somewhere. But I remember when you got a fruit juice thing, it would come in a big metal can, like a soup can almost. And you'd go over there and you just pop into it, and then you'd pour it right from, the hole that you made. And that's kind of what this reminded me a little bit of. It kind of brought back some memories. But I do think overall it's a nice drink. I mean, I think it's a nice Arizona flavor. I like how smooth it is. There's a little bit of a dryness though at the end, which again, I'm going back to more like the cranberry on that. I definitely think the cranberry, and again, I could be wrong, but I'm just my personal opinion. I think the cranberry plays a solid role in this whole thing. But yeah, it's got a sweetness to it. It's got, I will say, of the lemon, the orange, all that stuff, I really don't get any of that. I'm guessing, again, that was probably more to fill out the drink. Because, I don't really get any acidity or any, kind of that type of flavoring. Again, more along the lines of, the berry stuff. If I had to say, I think probably the two flavors that I would kind of feel are the most would be the blueberry and the cranberry, I think. Because I think the blueberry has that nice kind of berry flavor for one, but then it's also got, just a little bit of a tanginess to it. And then I feel like the cranberry and maybe probably the raspberry sort of take over from that point, and that's where you get the dryness, that's where you get, that you take that tang to that next level. So, yeah, it's nice. I like it. It's got personality, and I appreciate what they did with it. So, but two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I mean, for me personally, I have to go with yes and yes. I don't think it would be a personal favorite Arizona flavor of mine. I don't think it's going to knock any of the, ones that for me are kind of my top slots, but I like what they're doing with it, Like I said, I mean, for me, and I've always said this, I'd much rather have a drink that maybe I'm not super into, but at least is interesting, than something that's a little bit more palatable, but is just very dull. In this case, this is a drink that, for all things considered, is perfectly palatable, and on top of that is also a little bit interesting, It is ultimately just sort of a juice cocktail blend, but again, I like some of the things that they focused on with this one, and I do think that overall it's a nice drink. So I think I'd get it again, on occasion. If I'm recommending it, I mean, if you can run into it, and, I would say give it a shot, for sure. I don't know if it's going to be strictly a limited edition thing, or maybe they'll, truck it around for a while. Who knows with Arizona? I'd say if you run into it, give it a go. I think worst case scenario, I mean, it's not going to be for everybody, but I don't think anybody is going to find it offensive, I think the overall composition and the way it's, put together lends itself to just being baseline a good drink, and then it's just sort of from there, the things that you enjoy or take away versus, things that maybe aren't up to your standards. So, but anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly frosty-tastic rest of your life, because at the time I'm doing this, it's summer, and quite freaking frankly, I would be more than happy if it were fall right now, but just saying. But anyway, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Sorry, I had a little bit of stuff in my throat. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I'd like you to do. Let me know if this is like any type of bomb pop or rocket pop that you ever had. Like I said, I mean, because they do lots of different versions of it. You know, the classic is obviously the red, white, and blue. But, like, you know, they've done different ones. I remember the banana fudge ones that they used to do. And boy, oh boy, do I wish they'd bring those back. Those things were stupidly good. I loved those. Those were definitely my favorite. You know, but they've got like tropical ones and all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, I've never seen these before. But maybe I'm just not in the know. You know, I'm an old guy. My brain is starting to go. You know, I just you know, just put me out to pasture, folks. Just tie me up to a tree, say a few nice words, do what you gotta do. Anyway, bye.